Okay, so for homework, this lesson, we do want to try to get through all of the 8 steps. Let's list them again here just so it's a reminder of your process. I'd consider these first 4 gesture, but this would be the shape of the skull, its tilt, or 2-dimensional axes. 3 is the jaw and cross, which is a combination of the center line and brow. 4 was the perspective, and you found that by looking at the brow relationship to the ear. Step 5 was our discussion of proportions, where you're marking halves and thirds between your brow to chin. And then step 6, we started to jump into the land of perspective. So step 6 was our 4 points to a side plane. From that side plane, we also developed the ear, the jaw, and then the cheek. Step 7 was introduction to the eye sockets as a visor. I would recommend that you start with the planar visor, the simple one, the very direct and point-to-point cutback. And only once you're comfortable with that, then move into the planed visor, the kind of more resembled the 3 tiered planes of the sockets. And then step 8 was the development of the nose, which was keystone to tip of nose to the base. We looked at the large area of the denture sphere, just big rhythmic egg, and then lastly was the chin. So for homework, it would be great to see 20 heads. Half of these can be done building on the prior assignment. So if you have 10 that you feel really strong about, that make it all the way to step 5 or 6 and have a nice sense of perspective and proportion and really solid, then see if you could start this just working on the steps that are fresh. The visor, the nose, the denture sphere, and then the chin. And then on the other 10, see if you can start new ones. It's good just to work through those whole steps to build that greater sense of familiarity. Ideally, this would be a good 10-minute exercise. I don't mean that to stress you out, so if you want to extend it maybe to 15 minutes, that's fine. But part of the time limit is just repetition. Like, I always favor a shorter time limit because it forces me to stop, do it again, and that's going to ingrain it in the way that I think and muscle memory and all those things. It'll just become routine and habit. Whereas if I allow myself 20 minutes on a drawing, I know I'm going to kick back into how good could I make this eye. So it's all about just kind of setting some boundaries or some guardrails for myself. So that's the assignment. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to critiquing your work.